about the Total Resource Campaign. What did you end up with? And let's give our listeners an idea of what that is and the impact that that has.
Oh my gosh. So we increased our year-over-year campaign by 15%. We are thrilled. We had $110,000 worth of opportunities purchased by member organizations on programs that'll take place starting in May of this year, continuing through April of 2023. And these are programs that are important to our members. And so we are not necessarily chasing dollars, but we are doing the strategic work that our members have said with their pocketbooks that are important to them.
When you did life in the past, raising money on a yearly basis, going from campaign to campaign.
We didn't do this. We didn't do life like this. No.
What is it like? Okay, so when this was first brought to you, how radical of an idea was it?
Oh my gosh, it has been organization changing. I sat on a couple other boards and other not that are actual C3 organizations, and so you're always in this fundraising, board development, getting the ask, having your hand out process. Who can I introduce people to? And to have that be done before you even start that year is incredible.
Okay, so
not that we don't have other opportunities to purchase. I won't say no if you got more money to give me.
You are not in a business saying no to money.
No, not at all. I've never got enough. I'll find a new opportunity. But this gives you the blanket, right? So we don't have to think about a program. If we're innovating things, we carry it into the next year where we can put it in front of an audience. We will still try new things, but this gives us the foundation, the safety net to go out there and work on impact.
So for other nonprofits who are out there, why wouldn't everyone be able to do this? Is the magic in the sauce of the people who make it work? Because why wouldn't others get out there? We're going to have a campaign to raise X amount of dollars in X amount of time. That way we aren't chasing dollars year round.
Right.
What's the remedy to make that work?
You know, I had that conversation this morning. And, you know, I think a key to the process is one, thinking differently in the way you've always done business. So people are incredibly comfortable in what they know and what they've done. And change is hard and painful. So it was a change. It was painful, but the reward
has been there.
Is there. And so people have to be open to doing things differently than what they know. We used a professional who this is what they do for chambers all across the country who work with him. And so we had a recipe to follow and we did not missteps in the recipe. You know, I cook and I bake, and I'm the type of person who cooks, and I can just pull stuff out the cabinet to make stuff. I'm terrible to watch because I'm not following the recipe. But with this, we had a system. The system works. Part of it is knowing that it's volunteer driven too. So I get paid to tell you to come support my programs. Volunteers don't get paid to tell you to come support my programs. So when you have a volunteer champion for your organization of this is why it's important to me, I think it would be a great fit for you and your business that changed the dynamics of the why.
It's not the chamber saying it, it's the chamber members who are the chamber saying it.
That's right. That's right. We are made up. We are only as good as our members say we are.
How skeptical is staff when you bring this to the table and say, hey, folks, we're going to raise this kind of money in this amount of time?
Well, you know, you have volunteers who aren't behind the scenes in operations spreading a message, right? And so you remember the kindergarten, what do they call it? The little train exercise where you start at the end and you say one thing, and what does it say at the end of the line?
Something different.
Something different. And so you have some of that. So we do extensive volunteer training. It's a little bit of a lift for volunteers. Mm-hmm. It takes time for the volunteer, and the volunteers have to be committed. Like you want raging fans that know people.
Yes. Or as the raging fans who know people, they were voluntold.
That's right. That's right. And then once you get the fan, so the fan already knows why they're a fan. and their no might be different. So everybody's buy-in is slightly different. And so they're telling their story based on their own personal connection and their own personal relationship. So if you have a good experience with me because of this, you're going to say, Danielle's the person. If you need to know somebody in Chesterfield, you need to be a part of the chamber because she will help you get connected. But that's been your experience. But somebody